Hello to anyone that may be looking. Welcome to the stream. Sorry for the wait. Had to do some last minutes. Make sure the dogs go out and use the restroom before I streamed. As well as made myself a little bit angry playing in Total War Warhammer 2. I do not play as the Druki. But let's get on with this story of ours. As we continue on through our hardships. Yes, we're playing as Ravens. Gonna familiarize myself real quick. Oh! Hey, Lily Fox, thanks for the raid. I just started up. How was your stream? Yeah, I know I didn't stick around for all of it, but I look like you were having a good time. Alright. Yeah, right now I'm trying to catch myself up, but... Hi, see that... What's good? Saw the cooling house town. Yeah, I think I saw glimpses of that. It's like there was a sauna and all that. This game. This is the second out of 3. It's called the Banner Saga. It's one of those games where choices matter, a bit of a tactical combat, and a very great story if you ask me. And great soundtrack as well. This is one of those games I would highly recommend. Around to hear you yelling! A hoarse voice reaches your ears, followed by laughter of several others. Your butt halt alerts Foka, who immediately signals the ravens to fan out and draw their weapons. There was an entire town in the... Okay, now I wish I stayed to watch the entire thing now. I apologize, but that sounds actually quite interesting. But let's investigate. Let's see what's going on. Over the next rise, a group of 10 haggard fighters and a few voles surround half a dozen peasants in a broken wagon. A woman spots you and shouts, "Help us!" But a punch to the stomach drops her to the snow. The fighters turn and ready to fight. Gotcha. I'll see if I can take a look at the VOD and see what it says. Planet Crafter. I'm not familiar with that game. I gotta check that out, but yeah, right now I got at least 6 days worth of supplies, and I feel like I'm going to need more. The man's confidence melts away, and he and all his fighters flee from your assault. You give chase for a time, but soon return to the wagon and peasants. Go ahead. I'll be here streaming no matter what, so have a good break. We'll see when you get back, or if not, you have a great night. Thank you. The woman who was punched earlier says, "I'm Sifa. I know you don't want us around, but if you're headed toward Bindil, we'll follow your path." Fine, but your food is ours. Payment for saving you. You say? The woman nods in her understanding, but to your surprise, the wagon is nearly empty. We'll keep our distance, Sifa says, but we'll be behind you. You grunt and walk off. Right now I gotta try to remember all the voices. A couple of Raven scouts take off to check out the cluster of tents ahead. "Refugees from Omserdale," one of them says upon returning. "They got a sizable camp and seem disciplined. They know we're here," and the scout adds, "no sense in trying to avoid them." You take the lead and approach the refugees. This character here is one of my favorites. When you just from the interaction with it has like one of those, I don't want to say humble souls, but one of those things, one of those personalities that's just like, you just feel sorry for him, but he just has that endurance. A hooded man with a red spear greets you. My name's Buck, and this is Loof. You're Bolvec of the Ravens, and is this your wife? You're confused as much by his question as by the fact that no one's with the man. Who is Loof? He moves his spear forward a foot. Loof, my advisor of sorts. Oh yeah, definitely a good solid RPG. Welcome back. I'm gonna be Hey, Private Dirt! Good to see you as well. Oh, this is probably one of my big nights now. Oh, as I try to do voice acting the best I can. You look at Folka and snort. You're the second spearman we met who is more than a little touched. The man stares at Folka, a dangerous look on his face. If you're finished having your laugh, I'll tell you why I come to you. Fine. Make it quick. I'm leading this large group of trained fighters and tradesmen from Unfathomable. We're looking for a new home. We've done what it takes to survive out here, but they're starting to lose faith in me. You want us to reinforce your control? No. I want you to take over. Lead us someplace we can live. Loaf and I weren't meant for keeping others alive. I'm doing pretty well. Oh, Private Dirt. Had a bit of a delay start. I made the accident of playing Total War Warhammer 2 and had to restart my game as the Dark Elves or the Druki. Which, ooh. Test? Test. I'm not sure what we're trying to test there, but I'm seeing your messages right now. At least I see the how are you and the test message. Gotcha. It just threw me off. We're heading past Bundle, but we'll take you there. Buck kisses the metal of his spear and smiles. You have my thanks. Oh, Lofen thanks you as well. But yeah, the good thing about this game is that it has some improvements for the first game. And I would say, watch the first videos, but I've been lazy to upload them onto YouTube. But to give you an idea, the first game has that whole period of struggle where a race of stone men and come from the north in great hordes. No one knows why. The second game, you start to figure out why that's happening. And you do plan on the third game once I finish this one. The unyielding snowfall is proving too much for the humans who now vainly attempt to follow your large footprints. In truth, the sky and your surroundings lack enough contrast to know where you're going. And it's cold. Trees over here! Folka manages to say, motioning with her spear. The foliage blocks some of the wind, but does nothing for visibility. With no other option, you barrel into the snow, cloaked in your bare fur.
Darkness. Lightning. Someone pulling in the energy. Painful.
Rook! Wake up, you damn bear! You're being robbed! You roar and shake off the foot of snow covering you, the unclear dream still vivid in your mind. Bach uses his spear Lufen to point east. Those lensmen you saved, they killed your guards and they're taking everything. Folka is by your side in seconds, Followed by the spearman, you sprint along the snowy path of the stolen supplies, straight into the ambush by the bandits originally harassing the clansmen. Sifa turns and smirks. Sifa made a horrible mistake. A very horrible mistake indeed. Stealing from the ravens. You must have a death wish. Yeah, just to give heads up, I'm playing on normal difficulty in myself right now. Oh god, I gotta remember all my abilities. Oh god, the bad thing about playing once a week. Snowblind. Flurry of snow reduces movement and range by 1. Alright. Oh, pig sticker. What does that do again? Embolden. Kills grant self and adjacent allies +1 will. Pig sticker. 20% chance to crit. Adjacent allies add percentage. So good for grouping, and good for crit chance, but we don't need it with a quick kill here. I can't help but always love the look of the peasant garbs. But that's just me. Oh god, I thought I was closer. Damn it. He has no special either. And right now there's a lot of enemies in the way, so I can't really get Bolvik into the fight. Not without making some space first. I want to make sure I keep my distance as to a degree. As much as like Bolvik's ability to fight, he has a big problem where he does 2 attacks, but he can potentially hit your allies. You know what? This is the first time I try to zoom in into the game. Nah, he's not gonna survive long. Might as well use up his I was hoping that he... always sucks when I can't get a good position to use Bolvik. But luckily here, due to his double attack, first attack will always be either armor or toughness or health. The second attack will always be either red. Oh, I forgot that Folka doesn't give the shield roll bonus as other shield units. Oh, one away. Oh, that does not look fun. Well, it sucks. Well, unfortunately, it failed for the enemy. Oh, only 1 damage? No, he is low on health, so he does have a reduction. A reduction to his damage output. And but yeah, if you guys have any questions about the game, feel free to ask. But Sifa's runes are great, and she whimpers in the snow. You nod to Folka, who dispatches the bandit archers with haste. Ace. This is what helping gets you! You roar, grab all these supplies, and bring them back to camp! You tell the ravens after hoisting a barrel on each shoulder. Tell the truth, I always forget about that part. That what jumps out at me, but... I do want to go ahead and promote our Mighty Berserker. Probably forgetting things here, but... Tell us that chance to cause puncture. God, I always forget what puncture does. I assume it helps with a break-in of the armor. Nah, I'll just go with a bit of puncture. He already does a whole lot as is, and for me at this point, he's pretty much a star fighter. But there's no reason to keep on resting. No one got hurt except for NPCs. Well, I noticed I wasn't so good at spotting food. All these slurs. It's a good thing I spent some time with that Trigger fellow. Tell me what's what. But I nearly killed myself on those jagged bushes over there trying to get these. He steps aside to reveal a large basket full of mushrooms. You look at Folko, who shrugs. We need food, she says. Sure these are okay to eat? Sir, I'm sure. Been eating them all day, he says, taking a bite at one. A little bitter is all, but nothing a swig of mead won't solve. He drinks, swallows, and slaps his belly. Might as well take them with us. Oli stumbles a bit while hoisting the basket up into the cart and grabs another mushroom for his efforts. Others clap on the back to show their appreciation.
The miners of Bindal are a rough crowd. Not a bad place to recruit new blades.
The old wanderer fights his way up next to you. Can't see a damn thing in this mess. Guess old Inrik this hasn't forgiven you yet, after all. God, I gotta get more of a crackle. Crackle. I don't remember there being much to see here. Where things are going, might not be much of anything left to see before long, Spur says. And the road or not, I'll be there soon. But you might come to miss these mountains and mines. A grunt is your response as you both try to make out shapes in the distance. Maybe I gotta go with them more. Trying to remember all the right tones. What they want to try to do is try to use some of these scenery pieces like this right now as a screensaver, as new, not screensaver, like new. Look at all of these people looking for food in a home. But yet new like screens for the whole starting soon for the stream and whatnot. And I'm looking for help. Is that too much to ask for? Hopefully I get a chance to rest soon so I can boost morale. I bet that scout tower already sent word of us being here. The snowstorm is worse than ever as you arrive at the walls of the mining town of Bindal. The gates are closed and you beat a fist against them. Open the fallen gates to shout! Not too Scottish. From the wall, two menders look down on you, then recede. Soon the gates open enough for half a dozen well-trained guards to greet you. Their one-eyed captain points and says, Just you. Foka steps to your side. Not alone, she says. She comes with me. The captain takes a moment to assess the situation and nods. Before following him through the gates, you bark commands to other ravens to stay close and vigilant. Inside the small gatehouse are the two menders from the wall. A woman with a fancy spear and a cub of a man and holding a staff. Oh god. Volka Sif. If it is the Raven Banner. Oh god damn. Why do I this is the kind of voice I imagine if from Ellen from the TV show, but so it seems. But why here? Why now? I'm just passing through on the way to the Blue River. But this blasted storm caught us. I gotta do. God. I know I did a whole lot deeper, gruffer voice for him. Plan to come back this way afterwards for more work. Oh no, God. Oh God, I feel shame. I feel shame. Plan to come back this way afterwards for more work. But now we need some food and a place to hole up. We brought some people with us, but they need a new home. I'm sure it felt like the right thing to do, but we're already beyond our capacity here. Are you Borvik? Borvik the Blood Axe. Hold your tongue, Nicholas? I think that's Nicholas? What do you know about me, boy? Boy? I've heard all tales. I can't believe your cold bear cloak is real. Is it true your axe handles are made from your own horns? The old man places a hand on the young man's shoulder. Wow, I never knew I was traveling with such a legend. You ignore her. Are you in charge here? Where's the governor? The governor left for Alberang arrived back with most of the fighters to settle a dispute. The Mender Council sent me to bring the people of Bindale west as we heard too many rumors of dirge. More than rumors. We were in Bolsgard, saw Bellower. The immortal Sunder! How did you escape? Immortal was a joke. He's dead. Nicholas' eyes go wide in awe, but Sif looks pensive. What about the great rift that opened between Bolsgard in Olmsdale. We managed. Sif looks like she wants to press you for more information. Enough! Open the gates for my ravens! Mercenaries are only panic the people with everyone from Olmsdale. It's all I can do to keep them from stampeding like wild yaks. Fine. We'll camp against the leeward walls. Thank you. You have all the assistance with your shelter a Volga and our assistant can give you. Funny you let us in and we were on the job for one of your own. You snarl at Volga for saying too much. She shrugs in response. I'm not aware of another Volga being out this direction. Who has taxed you? Juno. Sif sets back at the name and studies your face for a moment. Nichols. You and the guards see what you can do outside the walls for the people. I'll see to it and make sure the ravens are comfortable. God, look at him. I want to have like that. I don't want to say redneck tone, but it's like, it's the kind of tone where you just like. I don't want to say it unsettles you, but it's the kind of feeling where it's like, it stands out in his own way. Guys, I wish I could get that pitch right. The young man nods respectfully to Sifa and grins at you and Folker before leading the guards through the gate. And Morel has approved. Hooray! I'm inviting only the two of you to stay within our walls and enjoy a bit more warmth and comfort. Separate us from my ravens? No. Suit yourself, but your mistrust is unnecessary. Maybe, but I shouldn't have to tell you about my job from your superior just to get an invitation. No, you misunderstand. You have no job. The Volca known as Juno is dead. Chapter 10. To speak in all tongues. We go back to the other caravan, and of the long band of Uruk, and the refugees from many settlements ince before, on the way to Alberlang. The once energetic Mender approaches, looking both worn and troubled. Fun fact, this guy looks more like shit than he did in the previous game. And so, he's been casting some big-ass magic. The third game, I imagine he's going to look a whole lot different. And this is like, a year has passed. I'm not sure I thank you for the time to recover. I never wrote a spell that strong before. Are you sure you're ready to move on? You look... I know, I caught my reflection earlier. It's more mature look. The man grins a hint of his former youth shines through. Not everyone would stop for so long, especially with the ground rumbling like it has. We'll get there, no matter how long it takes. Did you have to push? We'll get there, no matter how long it takes. I'm glad you feel that way, but crumbling mountains and chasms might be a sign to move faster than slower. You give a smile that doesn't quite reach your eyes. Right. Well, thanks again. He walks off, glancing back at you only once. Damn it. I didn't want to set up camp yet. But I might as well see if there's more training. Oh! Yeah, to give an idea to the newer people that may be looking in chat, people who are not familiar with this game. And our adventure really started all the way here from Sturge. It's the first game ended here in Bolzgrad. Second game from Bolzgrad. We're making our way to Alberang, the capital of the humans. And it's going to be a long and treacherous journey for certain. And you know what? I know something's going to happen because Because I think the Eastway Road is going to be closed off. Maybe servicing, right? But I don't remember why. But right now I'm going to do a bit of training. Oh, I want to talk to Prince Luden first, but the reason I'm going to do the training is that I can get some renown that I can use to promote my characters more. The prince is acting even more standoffish than usual. You and Ivor have caught him staring ahead and twisting the ring on his finger over and over. Yossi quietly stands nearby. Glad to be heading home? Luden turns to the two of you and offers a polite smile. Even after that chasm, would it surprise you if I said no? I thought you hated being so far from Alberang. Life on the trail hasn't won me over, but it's not all bad. It's even possible that I learned a few things about leading people while out here. You, Ivor, and Isa are stunned. Oh, I'm not. The italicized is not there. You, Ivor, and Isa are stunned to hear the prince talk this way. I've grown up in the comfort and trained with scholars and fighters. I never known anything else. Saying stuff like that won't make you any friends in this caravan. But that's just it. Among these clansmen, I've seen the differences. Oh God, I'm angry with myself right now. I can't get the voices right. At least I did it. I think I understand them a bit more. What do you plan to do with this understanding? If we make it to Alberang without being slaughtered by the dirge? When we make it. I'll talk to the king about my ideas for sharing information. Advisors learning from craftsmen, craftsmen learning from advisors. You know, seeing the prince, this is animated, but then his face falls. I just don't think the king will appreciate my knowledge. Yiso will agree. My father's not what you call open-minded. The king's a hard man. Has to be. But his son is his weakness. Can you tell me about King Minolf? I suppose, but there's not much to him. He's king. He draws a hard line on nearly every topic. Talk to him is much like being told what to do. In fact, it's exactly like that. God! I feel like I'm going to be pissed off with myself for this entire night now just because I can't get the voices right. Alette said that about me at times. This isn't about being his son, you'll see. Kings usually have to make tough decisions and stick with them. Maybe someday you'll see why. I know. I just don't think he'll care for my ideas on treating with the commoners. What would you like to be called? We're all people, Prince. Even you. Perhaps you're right. Just keep an open mind. Just keep an open mind about your father, the way you like him to have. Don't know who was saying that line. I missed the tag. I want to say it was Prince Luden, but that's something I never considered before. I'll think on it. As Prince Luden and Yossi walk away, you feel Ivor watching you. What? Do you believe half the nonsense you say? I think I sounded really wise just then. It sounded like you've been practicing it for a while. That's fair. I'll work on it. The two of you share a smile before moving on. God, if I can't get the voices right, especially the harder ones, this is going to drive me crazy. Well, come on! Come on! Come on in! Let's have a look at you! Sven and the trainer says. Just want to swing at each other? Sven asks. Or are you here to actually learn something that could save your life on the battlefield? You can handle yourself, but what about your other fighters? Sven says. Am I use a all in an archer to trap somebody? You think about what he's saying. You failed up to the challenge. Yeah, one of the things I like about the second game is that this training serves a series of challenges is for you to do. But the one thing I liked about it was that, one, it introduced you to the character's abilities and their ways to use them. But the problem is you spent a good amount of the time just setting things up. And it can get really annoying too. But, yeah, besides that, you get an idea of, certain character mechanics that can give you some special insight to make them more efficient. But at the same time, you get some renown that can help you in future battles. Personally, I'm not supposed to be killing these people, but I don't want to deal with some damn annoying archers forever. Alright, that one has a long ways to go before it's our turn again, so I can probably complete this challenge here real quick. Personally, I'm not a fan of that personal tactic because as the battery ram ability is great, but for Olive, her ability is pretty much a single space trap, which is not always great, but if you can use it right, it can come in handy because this forces the enemy to end their turn right away. Let's see if Sven has any more trainings for us. Never seen a Mendo with as much power as this Irvin, says Sven. But after watching him in a while, I bet I can show you how to really benefit from that lightning of his. Alright, so I got an Art Lightning, like, apparently 3 characters at least, 3 or more enemies. Sounds easy, except for the fact that this comes to a point where I need to set up just right. But a huge problem with this is that this lightning ability only works when enemies are directly diagonally from each other. If they're not directly diagonally, then it does. You can't get it to work. Like, even these 2 Vol right here, according to the game, they're not considered to be diagonally in the same line for the light for the artifact. Oh god, they're gonna drive me crazy now. You know what? Let's see what happens. Wow, no one's aligned anymore. Oh, this is... Yeah, you can see how this Vol, even though it's right next to these guys, they don't consider to be diagonally, diagonally in for me to do the strike. Oh, they're really testing my patience for this challenge. I forgot. Oh, oh, come on, please. Just. Oh, wait, I remember something important I could probably try and do. God, I forgot I can use the Arc Lightning to go through my own allies. But there's no good position to do that right now. I may have to repeat this challenge. Goes too far. Eh, why not? And no one's in a good position again. No, that won't work. Oh, finally, you got 3 in a row now. Whereas I was going to have to repeat this challenge. Yeah, that lightning building can be great, but the setup for it just takes so much advanced thinking. I think Sven at least have one more challenge for me, and that should be all he has. Let that... Oh. Okay, not yet. Alright. Okay. Now, the downside is, even though I have so many characters, I also gotta be careful which ones I use. Because some of these characters are gonna move on due to some story event. Others are just going to may get killed, or because of my decisions or bad luck. But Hogan was a good character. Elo, I'm trying to promote him because if I'm correct, at since levels go up to 10, but with his specific class, if I'm correct, he should be able to get a special ability that's pretty much like insult the enemy to make them lose a turn. I forget, am I using 10% bonus to crit chance? Yeah, I'm using her more for crits. Now I believe, at least that's yeah, because he's a dedicated archer. I forget, what did he has? He has, oh, just battering ram. He just has ability that makes enemies want to attack him more, but well, actually no, just do more damage. Has his passive do more damage, but that doesn't seem like it's worth it. I think I was trying to promote Hogan to do more critical damage. That or don't remember exactly, but I'm just gonna promote him. Personally, I love Hogan because of his Thrasher ability. On the surface, it doesn't look like it does a lot, but it's great because well, it does only like small damage. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, it's great because it's just like it's like a guarantee to just do a random number of hits. It's nice. I say that's very good for him to do because when he does his special, he gets no penalty to his attack. Now, let's see, who else want to live up? Horkin. Yeah, I think he's in that category I want to level up as well. How much would it take to level up Rook right now? 17. Rook is definitely a protagonist character I don't want to lose. I'm not going to lose in this game, so I'm going to keep all the way. Rook doesn't have a lot of armor. I need 19 to level him up to 9th. I'm going to save the rest of my renown. Although renown is used to level up, it's also used to buy special items. And most importantly, supplies. I need the damn supplies, so if I come to a market, I could have a good supply. A metal clink is heard in the distance and grows louder. You see a yox cart surrounded by 4 vole and an older woman hitting a ladle against a pan. All sorts of things for sale, she says, but her eyes go wide when she looks at you. It's you! Special deals when it comes to you! Mina sells things to those traveling, she says. It's what she does. Used to be as generous as easily a matter was. But that don't buy more supplies. How do you know me? Word travels fast, he says. Think you can slay a sunder and keep it secret? She clicks her tongue and shakes her head. Meda knows of you, sure enough. Of course, Meda says. But make up your mind, mate. Meda will be gone as quick as she arrived. And don't get any ideas of sneaking off for things. These 4 vole have the keenest eyes, the sharpest blades, and the shortest of tempers. You feel the vole watching your every move. You know, speaking of the devil, I was talking about supplies, and oh god, 1 renown gets you 2 supplies. I pretty much need to spend 8 renown. No, my bad. 1, 2, 3, 4 renown just to get another day's worth of supplies. That is not great for me, but let's see what these items have. Obsidian Bell. +3 armor per rest, +2 aggro, and +1 strength. The +2 aggro is actually I like because with the right character that can be very devastating. +1 break to +1 to break talents. If and that one with a +3 to break. Oh. I am going to buy the Obsidian Bell. Because, as I said before, with the right character build, it would... Yeah, go and set up can to take a look at my heroes again. It's a level 5 item, so I doubt anyone had it. No, only 3 characters can use it, and all 3 of them are the ones I don't want them to use it. In that case, I think I'm going to place Hulk in with Mulga, because at least with Mulga, his special will bring the pain. It's a normal break attack, but adds +1 to its favor, a return the favor, which whenever anyone attacks him, they lose 1 point of armor for each strike against the character. And I think yeah, Grease has the same effect, but it doesn't. He doesn't actually have that advantage. That's really great. So for now, I'm going to pass up on him. Yeah, I've got one good shield banger. Oh, shield bringer. Yeah, I'll look it up in the next fight. I'm still can't. Shield Master. If I got a new Shield Master, doubt it, but easy boy. A clansman shouts as a ox cart nearly topples to one side. The tamped path of the Eastway road has steadily turned into a cracked shamble. Looking ahead, it only gets worse. Various chasms gape like open mouths. You glance back to Ulvan, who looks at you and shakes his head. The entire caravan comes to a halt. We'll be eating our belts before fighting our way across this broken road, especially with this many. And there's no telling how far we'll have to get backtracked to head north. Then we'll head south across Ormsa riverbed. We can head towards Gondor on the west. Tregve peels around Horkin's elbow before coming fully into view. Heading south is questionable. Those people. Why do you say that? Maybe I spent a lifetime there. Plenty of things to eat under logs, but there's also people in the bogs. His eyes go wide. The skull to hear my rhyme. What's wrong with heading south? Different ways of living. Old ways. Stick to the mud, and the cragsmen are less bothersome. I think he's talking about the boggers. The rough, backward people of Swashbog. Tregor frowns at Ivor. Words like that can find you swollen. Ah! I just saw that boop. You dare challenge me, Private Dirt? I may be still waiting. I may consider still working on my reference, but I'm gonna go shaman. But your boop will not go unnoticed. Words like that can find you swollen, filled with poison. He puffs his cheeks and stares at Ivor. This is why we tend to keep to themselves. Each human is crazy in their own way. Trugver hunches over with laughter until he suddenly stops, sniffs the air, and marches away. Strange, but it's a fair warning. We're crossing over into lands most of us have never seen. Just because we left those dirge behind doesn't mean we won't have more wars ahead of us. If we had more supplies, I say, God, try to get that gruff biker feel with him. If we had more supplies, I said we could stop for a few days and train some of these clansmen to fight. Consider your options. I don't want to risk running out of food. Are you sure? I know food is scarce, but if we're killed in a fight, 4 carts won't help us. We'll be fine. Just keep your axe sharp. Harkin looks at Ivor, who just shrugs. You appear to turn the caravan south. Right now, the reason why I'm not training more fighters is I got at least almost 600 people, 100 human fighters. There's over 200 Vol, just fighters themselves, and the clansmen are themselves just going to gather food. Which is a great addition because in the last game, clansmen did nothing. A group of 24 humans, thin and dirty, step off the rough path to let the caravan pass. Please! Please! A young girl says. Anything to eat! Her mother, eyes averted, pulls the girl by the arm to silence her. Why are you all out here? Homes are burned! A man says, coughing. Cowards didn't even show a banner. Now we're just trying to get somewhere safe to start over. You can join us if you like. Worried glances are exchanged among the group until a man says, Better than us starving out here on our own. They all tend to agree and thank you, joining the rear of the caravan. Yeah, those people don't strike me as they're gonna rob me. But once you cross the Ormsa riverbed, The wind ceases to cut through the humid air. The darkening sky lets loose its rain, and soon, fat drops of water turn the dirt path to sucking mud, slowing the caravan. Cloaks are poured overhead, and children and animals are wrangled near the carts. Oh yeah, so we're going south. We just had to cross the Umsa riverbed, which apparently it wasn't that big. So pretty much crossing Umsa River, by far the longest river known to man or all, snaking around from Fiska Bay to Deep Moat and back again to Sighorn, then up into the Red River. It is largely debatable where one river begins and the other ends. And if I'm correct, we're making our direction to Grundar. Grundar. Nobody knows exactly who founded Grundar, though most speculate it was an early horse-borne settlement, seeing as how it's in the middle of nowhere, and close to no other landmarks or valuable terrain. The people here tend fields, but walk great distances just to gather water. So I have to make a guess, we're going to go through Grundar, and at some point we're going to make our way to the direction of the Old Wood. Which I'll read that lore when we get there. But now the ceaseless rain. I was hoping to avoid visiting this part of the kingdom for at least a few more years, Prince Ludin says. At least others have had the sense to abandon this cesspool. As arrogant as he sounds, he's right. There are very few signs of life around you, yet you still feel like you're being watched. The lowering of the usual quiet yaks indicates the beast's difficulty pulling the carts. You're up to your knees in it when a scout comes to you. Found some stone markers that led us to a few paths of solid ground over there. He points us shouting over the ox. Uneven and bumpy, but easier than this. I will say this, one thing for certain, in metagaming here, I do remember those stone markers are actually grave sites. And we do not want to piss off the natives, so we're going to stick to the muddy path we're on. The man looks surprised, but shrugs it off. The rain continues, and the caravan struggles to keep moving. Gonna make camp and spend some supplies real quick just to rest. Oh! Hogan has some... Oh god, I know what this is gonna be. The blonde axeman, one of the two twins from a small village near Skudge, is chopped into a fallen tree for no apparent reason. His swings look dangerous. Hogan, everything okay? He glares at you. Where's your brother Mugen? He left with the ravens. Wonder if I should have done the same. What is that? I've been following your lead for a long time now. And for what? My brother's gone. My wife and children are frightened of everything around them, including me. I tell them and this constant fighting is only for a time. But it's changing me. I see it in their eyes. In my own reflection. I thought I was doing it to protect them. But if they think I'm a monster, what's the point? What do you want to do? I'm torn. I think it's good for me to be out there fighting. Makes me feel alive, like I'm doing something. But I know why my wife worries. Her father was consumed with raiding. Felt useless when he wasn't fighting. He died soon after she was born. Death! You make big decisions every day. Just make this one for me, will you? Oh god, this is one of those moments I don't like. Because Hogan, I like his character. I like the character, his class as a thrasher, because this has been very useful. But me as the player, uh, I would encourage him to be with his family, but so really, I hate the. This is one of those decisions. I lose either a good fighter, uh, or I gotta live with the personal guilt of knowing that he's gonna have family problems. I'm gonna regret this personally, but I'm gonna encourage him to keep fighting. These are dark times ahead. We need to keep everyone safe. Not just your family, but all the families. Make things right with your wife and kids in Arbor. The X-Men look somewhat relieved, if not a bit guilty. I feel more fights then. Thanks, Rook. Something like this makes me glad we crossed paths when we did. Now, the reason why I keep morale so high as it is, at least in the green, is that when battles come up, that I guess some points to spend to help boost attacks as I move a little bit further. Someone's son is missing, Ivor says, motioning to a crowd shouting a boy's name. A man with blurry eyes looks at you and says, "He's my only son! He treats his white goat like his best friend. I must have wandered odd. He's out there looking for it." The man looks across the raining bog. "I got to find my son." We can't stop, but take some gear and get your son. The people take some food and rope and head back into the swampy land. You watch, unsure if they'll make it out. I have no reason to deny that and the chance to look for people. The clansmen involved follow you through the worst rain and mud you experience. An unfortunate break in the slog and through the muck comes from a woman shouting, "Get away from there! Who are you?" A couple of cragsmen and locals in the rough spun clothing that almost blends into the bog jumps back from a supply cart and brandish weapons. The roar of bears and other cragsmen and come from around you. Yeah, if I actually went through that, those gravestones, that, it would have triggered another fight, that's for certain. Let's see. Here's a possibility of giving character his words buff an ally for 1 round, adding in 1 damage for every 2 strength the enemy is above. Oh, that's right. He gives buffs to characters. And if I'm correct, let me see that again. His words buff an ally for 1 round, adding 1 damage for every 2 strength the enemy is above the target ally. Adding 1 damage. Alright, so good for characters that might be in a tough fight situation. Can't live off Moger yet. Yep, he's definitely a bard. Tell the truth, in the second caravan, and with the ravens, there's another character that's essentially a bard named Spur. Old man, can't miss him. But pretty much he has a vicious mockery of his own that essentially allows him to make enemies lose a turn. Yeah, tell the truth, probably for it. One of the things I wanted to see about doing was taking some screenshots of this game, because I think these character models would be great for our Viking campaign when we get back to it. When hit by adjacent enemies, so spearmen actually have advantage against them. That's not great, but not surprising. Oh, that bear's really going at him. Absorb? Absorb? What? Thick hide. The bear's thick hide absorbs all strength damage until arm. Oh. Alright, so. Essentially. Gonna risk an attack here. Worth it. %6 chance hit. Here's the reason why I love the Thrasher. Bloody Flail. Pretty much he does a... Pretty much... Even as rank 1, when I'm using rank 2, 5 attacks at 1 strength or break each. +1 per adjacent ally on last hit. So pretty much, even though he has a 60% chance to hit on a normal attack, this is always a guaranteed 100% chance to hit. And I'm getting... Oh, I got some crits in. And kill the bear with the dagger. Uh-oh. Nope. Worth it. Oh! Was not paying attention. All good. Like I said, I'm trying to level up Elo here. Alright, so Mulgo is injured, that's for certain.
Baldringer's flame welcomes endless war. But why?
Just heads up, I don't want to talk during these cinematic moments. Even now, the petrified flames ward off our Vol friends. The place upside down in the ground, the petrified roots of a giant tree which reaches the sky. All the Vol, including Ivan and Horkin, have separated from the caravan temporarily, giving Baldering Stone a wide berth. The giant's presence is missed as you continue to feel watched. Elo, what do you know about Balderinger? Not much, but enough. The Scold says. These flames symbolizes Balderinger's love of fire and war. The first being a means to the second. When the Vol were dominating humans in the first great conflict, it was Balderinger who gave the losing side fire to combat the giants. You hold up your hand to halt the storyteller, listening through the rain for anything that might be following you. Hearing nothing, Ilu resumes, holding the gaze of his audience. Humans praise Balderinger for the gift of fire, but the god only desired more war. He points towards the distant shapes of the Vol. Where the giants and the humans found peace, the godstone fell from grace. It looks to continue keeping the land scorched. Perhaps his shadow can still kill. Gonna step into the Godstone's shadow. Against Alu's wishes, you walk directly into the shadow of the Godstone's gnarled roots. Many of the clansmen gasp, but not caring for your disregard. Or, the gods are dead, you remind them. Oh, god damn it! An arrow suddenly sinks into the ground near you. We're under attack! Shouts Elo. Shields up! Shields come up! Fighters join you to charge the enemy and cloaked in the storm. Well, I think I pissed off someone. And here I was hoping for a stat boost of some kind. Alright. Personally, I don't want to use Irvine, because he's going to leave the party here soon enough. Actually, can I level him up real quick? Nope, 3 short. Oh, I get to choose a second ability too. Yes, he gets insult. This was the ability I was talking about that makes a character lose a turn. Or at least goes to the back of the turn order. Who should I bring? Iroric good for moving through characters. That's other than grants willpower to other characters. But with Elo, it's like you get Elo or Iroric. Got 2 archers already, so I don't need another. I'm gonna have Ulven go get Trigvin involved. Even though he has the same playstyle mechanics as Luden, it's just another spearman, really, when all is said is done. Ooh. But yeah, it seems I pissed off the locals. And my plan wasn't to make a morale decline, but look. There we are, surrounded by mudmen with oh. They get a chance to finish reading all that. Thanks, game. Oh god, they trapped an arrow somewhere. Yes, I have a plan, Elo. Don't worry. Oh, that was quite effective. Alright, so technically I can't kill the bear until I depleted all the armor. But let's see if this does it. What item does he have? Oh, he has a 10% crit chance. And I know Ulif, if the archer in white, or pale blue, has a crit bonus, so... Oh, almost. Okay, so pretty much the bear still loses armor when the Imperial ability is done. Alright, Lunden. Alright, so either Holgan or Trigger is gonna be knocked out. So it's hard to determine who I should give a boost to right now. Yeah, the good thing about Elo and Spook is that if adjacent character takes out someone, everyone gets a bonus. But I think it's like a will bonus. Rook does have ability that would be nice, but I think there will be complications if I use it. His ability at Call to Arms can make me have two characters go back to back. Begins pillage with no more guaranteed turns. I don't want to do it. It feels like it creates complications here. I will say that Mark the Prey is becoming very handy now all of a sudden. Yep, just time to end this. Alright, now I got a reason to set up camp. Well, even more so of a reason. Having killed or run off the Craigsmen, you return to the remaining clansmen at the Godstone. Grabbing your belongings, your foot hits something in the mud. You reach down and find a small skull with a yellow ribbon through the eyes. You toss it in a bag without another thought. Fellows rebirth. Okay, I'll lose morale, gain some renown, and gain an item. Hopefully it's a good item. Ooh, actually I think that might help with willpower stats. Protects from death, strength 1. 35% dodge strength, minus 3 armor. Okay, the protects death from strength more than 1. Alright, so I think I need to be at 1 strength left before they can take me out. If I'm reading that right. I have a huge dodge string. I'm just curious, like... Oh, that could be actually helpful to Rook to a degree. No, I got a Rook doing 9 break damage. It's really good helpful. I don't plan on leveling up Alo anymore. Alright, so I got rest for 3 days. 3 days. Alright. All my heroes are back in fight order. 11 days of food. Grundor in view. The rain finally ceases, but the wind picks up. You squint into the gusts and have a clear view of the vast plains ahead. There doesn't seem to be much out there, Ivor says. His tone conveys wonder and concern in equal measure. The ground shakes again, enough to cause the yolks to strain at the leaves in panic. Out here in the plains, with nothing but open sky above, you feel remarkably vulnerable. Only a few trees around and no mountains, as Hawkins says in a weary tone. Looks like we only have to worry about the ground open up beneath us. He shrugs and look at the look you give him. God.
Grundar almost looks forgotten by the rest of the world. Maybe those who live here have forgotten the rest of us too.
In a field just outside of Gundar, the caravan spots several creatures you assumed were myths. I don't believe it. Are those? 2 horseborn hold simple, bronze weapons and stand guard over a few others who look wounded, unable to rise. The size of the caravan makes him nervous. I have to get a closer look. This is the point where I could possibly get 2 new characters, but yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna say, oh, don't. This could get ugly. Maybe, but I've dreamed about meeting horseborn since I was a girl. Olaf walks slowly toward the strangers and you follow, showing no signs of aggression. They study a bit, but continue glancing around at the caravan, occasionally swishing their tails or tamping the ground with their hoofs. I'm Olaf. This is Rook. We're here to help if you like. The male's tail swishes. You help. His voice strained. His mouth moves uncomfortably around the foreign words. Yes, help. Olaf steps aside as you wave to Irvin for help. The female looks agitated and speaks in a long stream of consonants. The male responds to her, then turns to you. Help. Rolek and others. I'll try. This is certainly a first. The standing horseborn step aside, allowing Irvin to approach the wounded fighters. With Irvin and Juno tending to the wounded, Ruik and other horseborn, the caravan settles down around the skink town of Gundar. It appears the town is enjoying a small festival. Quite a few clansmen go over the hill to enjoy the sights and sounds, but soon return looking disappointed. They called us outsiders, a woman says. They don't want us interrupting their wheat harvesting festival, but the butchers don't seem to mind trading. Clansmen soon shrug it off and take the renewed interest in the horseborn. Some and all, some discuss. Oh, the market. Yes, market. Oh, one renown gets 3 supplies. EX talents. Oh, exertion. The green in stats. I'm just doubling down on supplies for this one. Think. You glance at Uben, who snorts and smiles. Scuttle's thanking you for helping his friend, Uek. Diliger's the other one, but she's not in a talking with the role and humans mood. You're welcome. I like you to meet Hawken. Skithorx. Skethix tail swats his flanks, and he bows his head towards Hawken. Vol, Mans, same herd. No, but we're no longer enemies. I haven't seen Horseborn in centuries. Last they knew, humans and Vol were at each other's throats. What brings you so far north? Skethik looks confused by the question. So Uben shows him the map pointing to Udolilon and Gundar. Fruit, our plains break. Harkin snorts. Might be justice. Didn't they kill all the horses? Is Scrivener? His ancestors did. But blaming folks for things that happened hundreds of years before they were alive? You may as well accuse the humans around us for starting the Great Wars. What happened to Ruek? Ruek, brave fighter, protect food, hit many times. Hit? Who was attacking? Scoot says many things in his other language. I'm going to try my best to pronounce that. Trekakanathe. His eyes go wide, and he stomps the ground before pointing west. You look at Uben. I don't have a clue, but clearly not a friend. Was it the people? Was it the people here in Grundar? Skethar looks where Hawken is pointing. He shakes his head and points west again. The Vol King eyes Skethar suspiciously. The Vol King oh. How do you know our language? Skithik just stares at you. You talk like us. Where do you learn? Heard little trade with Mans and Mud. I think he means our bog friends, the Cragsmen. Have you found the food you were seeking? Enough for time, I guess. 2 others take to herd in south. 2 others take to herd in south. I'm curious what he means by that, but says hoofs scuff the ground during certain words. Just those 2. What about you and the couple? Scuffus, Ruek, and Dildor stay. This herd helps. We help this herd. Thank you. Skithik nods in a movement that uses most of his upper body. Men, Vol, Horseborn. Same herd. Funny. Uben chuckles as the group separates. Alright, well, I got no reason to stay in camp. Best to keep on marching. Now that Ruek had a chance to heal, 2 of their Horseborn are heading south to deliver some supplies to their people. What crazy ideas in your head, Scrivener? With the world falling apart around us, there may not be another chance to track down south. Everyone's free to do what they want, but you will be missed. Remember that when it comes to dealing with Rugga as well. Remember that when it comes to dealing with Rugga as well. If he wants to depart, by the gods, let him. You taking your iron muscle with you? I feel better if Grinolf stayed with all of you. That blade of his is sure to attract the wrong kind of attention. Wrong attention might find you anyway. And who will protect you? I'm Mold, not an idiot. I learned a few tricks to keep my head on my shoulders. The young of all shrugs and walks off to find food. Then be safe, Ubin, and join us again if you can. You know where we're going. Don't worry about me. Just make sure you're alive to see this thing through to Alberang. Farewell. Scrivener says a few more goodbyes before departing with the horseborn. Ubin always seems like a good, interesting character. I'm not sure if he's going to make a significant return in the third game, but time will tell. The governor catches up to you and asks for a moment of your time. His bodyguard is beside him, silent. There's something to be said for getting us across that chasm and through that bog. Gonna say nothing. Too good to even speak to the people you lead. Seems like you're letting the power go to your head. His words are baited, but you just look at him without responding, which he doesn't seem to like. You'll still fail, and I'll be there to push your face in the dung. This is absurd. Come over to offer a truce, but you're clearly not interested in peace. Tell you what, if you could get us through this absolute wasteland, I might actually be impressed. Oh, and try not to pick up any more strays on the way, okay? Rugga sneers in the direction of the horseborn before walking away. Rugga, I love the design to him. He has that this scheming kind of politician feel that you don't want to be careful of. Alright, after visiting Glandor, if my memory serves me right, I know for certain we're going to the Old Wood. The Old Wood. A vast wood frequented by kings and important chieftains because of the excellent quality of the animals that could be found here. It was early on protected by the king of men, so that permission must be granted to hunt here, and no man will be allowed to cut down the ancient trees. Despite this, poaching is no uncommon activity here. Now, I'm pretty sure we're going to visit both Lundar or in Ittingbacker. Lundar, at the north end of the Old Wood, a small town catches and breeds birds with the king's permission. The feathers here are often prized for arrows, which many hunters swear fly straighter and swifter than any others. A town of Fletchers? An Ittingbacker. Old fables say this small wooded village formed when one of the king's men settled along here after a long day of hunting in the Old Wood. The king demanded a feast in the open woods that night, so eager was he to partake of his hunting prizes. The festivities were so grand, the next morning they decided to stay and build a town on the very spot. True or not, the name stands. Alright. So at least I know the general direction I'm going. I think we're going to be visiting both of those towns. A scout runs up to you. There's a woman tied to a tree up ahead. Got 4 guards watching her. The strange news draws a good deal of attention from the caravan. The bound woman is ranting and spitting at the 4 guards when you arrive and ask, "What's going on here?" "This here's a witch," one guard says, "plaguing our clan, making everyone really sick. But we caught her and brought her away out here." The others nod. She used to be tied here for 5 days without food or water, then cut loose. Been 3 days so far. But she'll die on her own after that long with nothing to eat, you say. "That's not on us," the guard responds. "But if you want to set her free, we'll be bigger fools than you to get in your way." Yosei? Yosei, any thoughts? Yosei smiles and saunters towards the tied woman. She says a few quiet words to the prisoner and looks her over before returning. "My suggestion," she says, "burn her in the tree to the ground." "I don't like it, but this isn't our concern." "We don't like it either," the guard says, "but thanks for leaving us to it." As the caravan rolls by, the woman screams curses and hexes, leaving most feeling sorry for her or scared. "Oh, come on, game." Nah, I'm going to try and improve morale, because to be honest, this game has had its crazy moments, and as much, you know what, I'm not sure if Yosei is just sadistic, and I just believe her too much because he's supposedly a witch, but... Ahead, the caravan comes to an immediate halt. "That's the second fan shoe this bloody beast has thrown in a day!" The Yak's tender curses. "It would take some time to see to the Yaks, so you call for a camp." And I just called for camp. Oh, God. While most of the clansmen sleep or lose themselves in drink, Juno requests a moment to speak with you alone. "You are holding things together remarkably well. You sound surprised. When I first looked in your mind at Borsgrad, I knew you would do something to return to Alet. Her death, some of the greatest people in our history have gone mad at the loss of loved ones." You say nothing but continue to look at the Volga. "You're not insane, Rook. You're sparing tremendous grief and still manage to lead this caravan. That is something to be proud of." Juno patiently awaits your reply. Anyone here could be doing what I'm doing. Juno's smile is one of sadness and harsh realities. "Not anyone, but yes, possibly others. It's why I have been watching you. If you no longer seem worthy, you will be replaced." Wow. Wow, cold bitch attitude right there. Cold. I got my suspicions about Juno, but I don't want to get too far ahead, at least not till the 3rd game. Or at least until later. Then why aren't you leading instead? A Valka's life is one of knowledge and secrets. We help where we can, but it really amounts to trust from others. These clans join your banner out of hope. They will follow me out of fear. If they end up in Alberang either way, what's the difference? Who they are when they reach Alberang is exactly why they are important. Fear will soon spread like flames across dry tinder in that town. Without this caravan's hope, all will be consumed and burned to ash. Why? Why is this caravan important? I think we just went over that. This journey is forging them into what the future will require. The era of peace is over, and one of survival has begun. Alberang may be the best shelter for the coming storm, but the people there are soft, too dependent on a society that would no longer exist. Because of the dirge? Partially, but mostly because of the coming darkness that's pushing the dirge. You mentioned the darkness, but I don't see it. You've seen the signs of its coming. Dirge in numbers, the land breaking apart. It is a force unlike any other. I wish I could say more, but even the Mender Council is ignorant to this. What is your part in all of this? The Valkyr grows silent, looking down for a long moment before answering. My role has many names. Instigator, Catalyst, Mistake. But you and I are both fledglings in what is required of us, what we must do. You didn't actually answer me, because I honestly don't know how. Only the future will tell if my role is villain or hero. Thank you. I should get back to checking on the others. Before you go, there's one thing I must address with you. The serpent. I thought you needed some books and manhole before knowing anything else about it. That is true, but the chasm at Ormsdale and the tremors on the ground concern me. Yeah, me too. Should that incredible creature ever resurface, do not attempt to stop it. It will take power unseen in ages to affect that serpent. If you see it, run. Her words chill you as you find yourself nodding to her command. Alright, we don't need to stay here. I already rested. You just said I can for shits and giggles, apparently. A woman hauls a young girl in front of you and a crowd of others. Caught her stealing enough food to feed a starving vole, the woman says. Not the first time I've seen her at it either. The girl looks familiar. She's part of a thin group of humans you picked up on the trail. Why were you stealing? You never know when you'll get rid of us, the girl says. People always get rid of us. Her mother bursts through the crowd. Stupid girl! These people will gut us, she says, but it's too late. Drifters! Come the angry shouts from the clansmen. Drifters are people without a banner. They are blamed for all sorts of woes, mostly undeserved. The Volan clansmen alike run that off before you can make sense of it all, but you're left wondering what will become of them. Lundar. You notice the archer Nid because he is standing perfectly still, looking out into the distance. Let me guess. You see more grass. When she turns to you, she's not smiling. Dirge, she says quietly. How is that possible? You ask, knowing better than to doubt her sight. I thought we lost them at the chasm. You can make out a dust cloud on the horizon, which means they can make out the one produced by the caravan. And it's heading in the same direction as you, to Lundar. The Volker walks to your side and says, I was afraid of this. The cracks in the ground along the Eastway Road. Looks like that damn crevice at Sigelholm all over, Horgan says. The dirt was just pouring out of it. Does that mean they could... Juno finishes your question. Appear almost anywhere? Yes. But let's not panic the caravan. Just keep moving. When I told you, look back on it, I thought we talked about the crevice in the last game. That was more metaphorical, but...
Lundar, the Archer's Haven. Home to the finest Fletchers in the world. Though it appears beset with war.
Don't you, I'm not a fan of the whole centaur animations they have here. The human... Horseborn, why are they attacking? The Volt and the human ones look great. The centaurs, horseborn, whatever you want to call them right now, just look static. Well, not really static, just like... keep it to that theme, but... So, Sweat, this is bad, Hawkins says. Lindor's fighting on two fronts and barely holding it together. Hawkins been wearing long before you were ever born. His worry look is unsettling. I always heard the Horseborn had trouble with walls, so they usually fight in open fields, he says. Open's the only one old enough to actually know, but it doesn't really matter because those walls will barely slow the dirge. And the dirge flattened this town with defenses out on these plains, Ivor says. But what are the Horseborn after? Our eyes turn to Roek, Druja, and Skithak. Yeah. The three Horseborn in the caravan are pointing and talking excitedly in their own language. Druja nods toward Roek, tossing her head and baring her teeth. You are surprised by the look of savage fury on their faces as the couple takes off without warning, charging the attacking Horseborn. While Skithrak remains behind, he clearly wants to join them, but he awaits your decision. They could die on their own! Olaf shouts, not hesitating to follow Ruek and Drudy. Iva sighs. She's lost her mind over those new members of the clan. Might lose her life for it too. He looks at you. We could fight Dirge or Horseborn, or split up and fight both if you're feeling suicidal. If we're splitting up, my Vola hit in the Dirge, Harkin says. We're good at that. Yngvar can do what he wants. He always has. I'm going to go with the split-up option because as I don't want to risk losing Olaf. Plus, 250 volt, pretty much essentially 250 volt. Well, I'm pretty sure they can hold the ground. They're going to be a welcome assistance from the humans, that's for certain. The governor steps forward. We're dividing our forces? Are you really that foolish? Man, oh god, I hate when people question my decisions. Okay, got it. None of these decisions I'm gonna like. None of these decisions I'm gonna like. I'd like to believe we have the manpower and capacity to fight at two fronts. But the game is, I think the game's telling me that's a bad idea. But then again, Rugga, I just Jenny. Skithak bites his lips and flips his mane left and right. Return fight. He is either nervous or in hiding something or cannot find the right words. Horgus Smith, we don't have time to figure out his stomps and tail whipping. Oh, God. Ah, God, tough decisions. I hate these things. It looks like the force you train is roughly the size of the enemies. This could go either way, but a victory here would protect most of your clansmen. Olaf is hemmed in near two horseborn you assume are Rurik and Drilidir, but the kicked up dust clouds blurs your sight. Could drive a wedge straight for her, Ivo says, but these horseborn are fast. If they flank us, we'll take heavy losses. Oh, I actually wanted to stay. Alright. That should be... Oh. Give Mulgar an item at least. I don't have another 4 item to give to Ivor. That sucks. Alright. To tell the truth, I don't remember the horseborn tactics, but I'm going to learn it eventually. Alright, hit and run. Move 3 tiles after actions. Champ charge enemy for strength damage and 1 strength per tile traveled. Target concussed. Breaks damage plus knockback. Stuns 1 round. Unit pass through takes 1 strength. Deals strength damage and reduces target movement. Move 2 tiles per will. Alright, so extra movement, that's for certain. And that slows down other characters. That's in a... Sounds like an attack that's... Don't know how to describe it. Sounds like an attack that's just, It's all about movement. Go ahead and destroy the armor here real quick. At the moment, I'm going to try and take advantage of Hogan's shield wall. Because it does give boosts to reducing damage being taken. Actually, yeah, how does it work again? Shield wall, +1 armor to adjacent allies and self. So even if he loses all his armor, it's still technically he at least have 1 armor. Not worth much, but oh, he's concussed. A concussion from a recent attack is given 20% to miss on the next turn. Seems like the 20% chance was not enough. Go for level 1 for now. Ah, shit. Ivor won't be able to get in position. Wait, what's that? Stun? Oh, he's stunned. Alright, he's gonna be skipped, so it doesn't really matter. The Centaur's gonna be dead in a second. Ah, he's not close enough. Ah, reinforcements. I forget, what does this passive do? Skull Song. +1 will to all allies that stand within 2 tiles of an ally who delivers a killing blow. Yeah, so far these horseborn centaurs have not really are not really much of a concern right now for me. I forgot how much I love the little banner that this just says insult. Ah, pinned, so reduced movement, and concussed. Well, let's take a moment to turn the Horseborn's movement against them. The advantage with Ludin is that his special ability Impale, when it hits, it causes the enemy, even when they move, to take damage. Two more reinforcements. The fight continues. You know, that is technically true. He did get the killing blow. Oh. Oh! Yep, Rook's out. Yeah, I know I want to say this, like, the movement animations for the Horseborn do come off looking very smooth. Other than natural, especially with, like, the one-handed attacks.
Þinn eigin guð í orðstu.
Nope. There goes Hogan. Oh, got more reinforcements. This is this is starting to become questionably difficult. Oh, at least I have the Vol to help me. They're not hit and run units, but they can really take a hit. And that's the thing I need right now. Not enough to make it for the whole insult. But enough to tell a tale worth telling.
Äntligen lyckas du Rickard, annars ger det ihjäl dig.
Alright, let's end this fight. We got too many injured as is. Big losses. Got some injured fighters. Mostly just the humans, but... Well, actually, yeah, that 21 makes sense. That was a... Reinforcements does really boost the odds. Just as quick as they try to flank you, the remaining horseborn scatter. You search the field and find Rurik and Drudiru wounded, but protecting a slightly limping Olaf with their bodies. You smile and help her up. Down! The Vol King's voice routed you. The Dirge are destroying it! Everyone who can manage get into their feet rush... Oh, god damn. Everyone who can manage get into their feet rushes into Lindor. You look at all the destruction around you, the loss of life, and try to find some meaning to it. Even before your breathing slows, an older townsman runs up shouting, "Those dark spawns of death are destroying everything!" He also stumbles in front of you. "They ruin their homes and the market! The Great Hall is the only thing still standing! Follow the decision makers and those with money!" Right, that's gonna destroy my sword. He spits. "Let it fall! Let it fall like the rest of all I care! Just take the rest of us with you!" "We'll save who we can," you tell the man, to the Great Hall. Yeah, I think, story-wise, if I chose to fight the Dirge first, I had a choice of either saving people, saving supplies, or saving the fighters. Alright. I'm gonna promote Mulga here. %20 chance to resist 1 armor damage. 5% chance to avoid armor attack. Or 20% chance to regain 1 armor per turn. Ew, that's a tough one. I want to use this Shield Master ability. Yeah, pretty much armor, it says blocks damage. Your strength minus their armor equals damage. I think I'll invest an important in Titan straps. Because I can always regain more armor. And go for the point for avoid armor attack. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me later for some damn reason. And it gains +3 armor per rest, so... Ah, damn it, I should have gone with the whole resist. Oh well. That should give him some extra bite to his attacks. Now I think Elo is going to be very crucial for this kind of fight because the Dulge are a more difficult threat. And let's see, what does Skasak has? Trample, which is pretty much the same as the Concuss ability, and Hit or Run. I'm not exactly sure how useful the whole hit and run will be, because in one sense, it works great for the idea if I want to make it solely damage base, but with range units, going to still do a good amount of annoyance damage against him. For now, though, I think I have to use him because I don't have any small melee fighters left. Alright. Oh, puncture. That's what it does. Oh god, that does go for units are standing still, so that'd be more ideal for archers. Let's see, does Olaf have that? No, he does not. Give it the -1 aggro for now. Now back on strength 3 +1. You know what? I'm thinking I'm starting to get an idea. Maybe I can use that. Now back on strength more than 3 +1 strength. He has some good strength, so. Yeah, I'm going to give him that because theoretically he could be good for dealing with range units. And it's especially Dirge. Because Dirge slingers, their range units, whenever they take damage, they run away in some random direction. So that could have some... Oh yeah, there's a lot of range units here. I'm worried that Moga is not going to have too much use here. Alright. Bonus strength damage when stationary. Fires arrows at a greater range with a 100% chance to hit. Might as well take advantage of that longbow. Uh-oh. Spark rocks. Break damage plus to target, plus +3 to return the favor, I think, against that target. Oh, I forgot the doge do that. It's not going to do much, but as long as you can keep that the stone guard or still. You know, I sure have a chance to deal with these slingers. That should be more manageable to deal with. The advantage of the impale right here is just the fact that since these slingers will move after getting hit, it causes it to take some of the health damage already. Ah, God. Bad positioning right now. Not the worst. Get some good bonus to damage. And there goes Morgo. No, it has to be a straight line. That's gonna be something I need to keep in mind about.
Annars blir det ihjäl.
No, he did a knife trick. What you did here? The old man says, but his voice is cracks. He says, "How are you?" God, people died in those houses, and our food was looted while the well-to-do hot hit with fighters in that great hall. And that's who you saved? The man spits. Take them! Take those bastards with you when you go, or we'll string them up! Rulik, Dildru, and Skithrook suddenly catch the man's attention as he sneers. Do these things belong to you? I reckon the people around here will pay for good corn to see them gutted. Olaf looks flushed. Belong to... No! No one is gutting anyone. They just helped save your town. Well, my dog bit one of the attackers too, but I don't let it in my shop. Keep those pests on short leashes. It is all you can do to keep Olaf from arguing with the man, as he storms off, muttering things best not repeated. I know he's complaining to us, but God, like he said, personally I didn't want to lose Olaf, and I think we'll be okay without the supplies. Ivar and Håkon find you. Both look as tired as you feel. I'm not sure how many of us made it through that. I never expected to see horseborn in my life, let alone fight them. And the dirge seemed desperate. Fighting like us, you mean? Like they got nothing left to lose. I wasn't worried with the great Jungfrau on our side. How could we fail? Ivar looks at you and grumbles. Let's talk about what to do next. I'll tell you what we're doing next. Having a drink. I can't disobey a direct order from my king. Oh, suddenly you're following Volod now. Convenient, isn't it? Juno walks up to the group unexpectedly. It looks as though you three have already decided to rest a while. Good. I could have sworn you were going to tell us to move on to Alberang immediately. The first lesson you learn as a Volker is to never be predictable. Really? No. You and Ivar laugh. Hagen growls. I guess it's a good thing Alberang doesn't know we're coming, since we'll be late. Word has a way of traveling faster than any of us. Don't be surprised if the capital already knows you're coming. Lunor, or what's left of it, is defensible and will allow everyone some greatly needed rest. I won't argue with the Volker on that front. And I am no hurry to enter the old wood. I heard strange things about that place. I'm sure it will be fine. You watch the Volker as everyone moves on. She looks less confident than you ever seen her before. Chapter 11. Where a Foe May Look. We return back to the Ravens of Bolrock in Bindel. As I continue to destroy my voice. In one way or another. Straight to fan death through this unending snowstorm! Wait! Did you hear that? Bounce of yours, Robin again! Ambush! And of course, Bolvik, my favorite fighter, is in a shitty position. They're all in shitty positions.
Þú verður aldrei hálfur maður á við mömmu þína.
Yeah, probably not enough to do his special. Well, it's enough for a good attack. Oh god, it just cloaked. Oh, only 7? Damn you, game. I forget, what is this axe doing? Those axe for strength damage until 1 is deflected. And apparently, I recall correctly, nothing I do to change that. Oh! I can't attack anyone, and I can't hit that cloaked creature, it seems. What the hell did... That thing just screeched. Oh, how? Sulko reappears and attacks, signaling its packmates to attack the same target. Ah, the perfect setup. Oh, it's so satisfying when we can get that set up just right. Oh, wait. Bear Rage. Counterattacks plus lowers armor and causes fear in adjacent enemies. Ah, not enough to... Ah. Yeah, just get the axe thrown and just finish this. You grab a raven running by you. I want every one of our fighters ready to move, now! Set a post inside these gates for when to wait for me. The fighter nods and takes off to find everyone. Where's that friend Volga? Maybe up on the wall. The friend Volga is here. Volga Sif, I never heard you speak like that. The silent appearance of the two men surprises you. You were outside the walls. What did you see? Dirge scouts! I'll wager my axe there's an army of them coming this way. Yet the younger man's eyes go wide as he stares at Claw and Fang. And if that's true, the love of this place, the Sons must have hidden their approach. Or kept them at bay. But why are they here? Why now? I don't care. We're heading for the mountains. But the ravens could take all these dirge, especially with the Volka's help. Like that time in the River Rig when you helped Volka Fornir. Oh, I forgot about that. Nicholas' eyes lights up. It was you, Fornir, and a handful of ravens tracking down the bandit who called himself the Droger of Denglar. The Warhorn blares across the town. The army of dirge you suspected is real. Nicholas, find Gundermunder. Have his guards try to calm the people, but bring him to meet us at the barn and with a cart. The young Mendo follows orders without question. Not a bad quality. That cart's not your business. I disagree. A dead Volga gives you a cart to hide in the deepest recess of the river, and suddenly your army of dirge appears? If you haven't already tried, I doubt you'll be able to open the cart. If it's woven shut as I suspect, I'm the only one here who can open it. We told you. Juno's not dead. We were just traveling with her. Let me tell you something that compromises my position as a Volga. The Juno who I knew, who the entire council knew, was put to death by us, the council. You killed one of your own. It's a very rare sentence reserved only for the worst offenses. Altering people's minds, their thoughts, is one such offense. Volga gets quiet and looks at you. She tried something on me. It didn't really work. Because it wasn't Juno. It couldn't be. Could it? Whoever got mercenaries to bring that car here is for free, subtle. Regardless, Juno was put to death and Irvin was in prison. In his grief, he escaped and stole away with Juno's body, but for what purpose is anyone's guess. So, no, you will not be paid by the council for a job issued by a Volga whose life we ended. Your irritation is rising with another war horn sounds. 2 horns means a large force approaches. Collect what you need and hurry to the barn. It's time we discover why you're really here. The last dirge falls and you pause, taking a heavy breath. The snow is finally abating. The storm is moving south. Let's get inside the gates, you say. By a quick look at the market. Let's see if there's anything worthwhile. +2 range distance. Oh, that's actually. +2 break talents. That's actually pretty decently good. Zook talents, plus range distance, plus crit chance. -2 strength, armor per turn. +3 all talents, plus. Oh god, that's actually. Ooh. Oh, that's a rank 10 item. I don't think I have anywhere at level 10. I don't think I have anywhere at any of these levels. Oh god, 1 renown gets me 1 food. That's gonna be. Oh god. Yeah, I'm just better off buying an item or leveling up. Oh, I don't have enough to buy the Oath of Indor. That sucks. Maybe I could get some more renown here soon. The smell of hay and yak's dung is heavy as you enter the stout wooden barn. Sifra and Nichols are talking in hushed tones to the guard captain, Gudamanda. Oh, who glances at the large cart nervously. Everyone knows why we are here, she says. I do not believe in coincidence, but I cannot begin to imagine what would draw an army of dirge to Bindel beside the contents of this cart. She moves her spear in intricate motions, occasionally shaking her head and starting over. Finally, she looks at you to open it. The sight of the Sundar Bellara's body in the cart silences everyone but you. You howl as the memory of a dream tears through your mind and drops you to a knee. A strange tower of white stone, lightning, fear, confusion, distrust. There's a wrongness about it all. Perfect! Hey! Volka's voice draws you from the dream, and she's shaking you by the straps of your cloak. Everyone's watching. Another dream? She asks, your eyes finally focus on her. A white stone tower. Lightning. What are you talking about? Sifra asks, pulling away from the cart. Her tone is full of concern. I saw a tower. Lightning. I don't know what I saw. The Valka pauses briefly before shrugging. This is unexpected, Sephiroth says. The Valka looks unaccustomed to surprises. Gundamunda, continue your task. Nikos, take some fighters and open the mine. Keep that path clear at all costs. As both men begin to leave, she points to the cart and shouts, Not a word of this! Not a word of this! They nod on the way out. She turns to you in Volca. This cart. I'm not sure why they are attacking, but if the Dirge recapture Bellara... He's dead. Who cares if they take him? He cannot die. His immortality is more than rumor. Dirge lives have no natural end, but they can be killed. All except the immortal Sundara Bellara. They live forever? Sephiroth nods, but looks lost in thoughts. What happens if the Dirge recapture him? Without doubt, they will wake him. He will have an army already fielded, and his wrath will be unmatched. Your thoughts turn to the destruction at the Battle of Bolsgrad. The storm to the south, Dirge army to the north leaves us with only one way out. The mines. Wait! Our way out is sit in a hole in the ground? The Volker have pathways is there that will grant us escape, but with all these people it will be difficult. I think I'm gonna play to how I think Bolvik would act, but tell her to leave the people. The families will only slow us down. Leave them! Sifa's face hardens and the air around you thickens. That attitude may work in your company of mercenaries, Vol, but not with me. Only I know the way, so we'll leave here with the families of Bindil, or not at all. A growl begins in your chest, but Folka breaks the tension. If we go with you, what is required? We only have a couple hours to move food and people to the mine. I'll be at the opening preparing the way. Help load the carts near the gates or warn the families in the houses of our immediate departure. Without waiting for a response, Sitford hurries away. You know, we could always take Bellula's cart and make a break into the mountains. The two of you resell Bellula's cart. Of course, a town in chaos is tempting. Makes you wonder what we might find in the Great Hall. We stick with the Volker for now. Okay, but a couple of hours won't let us do everything. Time to pick up poison. The two of you head to the Raven's posts. Yeah, I think the market was just going to let me buy more supplies as needed. I think Borvik would be more concerned about getting supplies and his men ready. You take all the ravens you can find and head to the gates, where Yox's men are laboring and sweating under the constant sun. If you're here to help, a red-headed foreman says, find any baskets or crates of goods and put them on a cart. We're not worried about order at this point. Just keep the eggs from getting crushed. The task is unfamiliar and based on the laughter of Folka and others. You look awkward doing it. Before long, shouting and shoving breaks out between some men. A few of your ravens are pulled into the middle of it, and soon weapons are drawn. All these men are back to taking things that aren't theirs! A wary man shouts, and now he's got the mercenaries helping him steal. A large man steps forward and says, don't need the mercenaries to cut out your lying tongue, Jocko! Keep the ravens out of it, but don't interfere. I'll kill every raven who takes part of this, you say, but they immediately back away. The other men only pause for a moment before the shouting resumes and the fight breaks out. Crates are smashed and people are wounded before it burns out, but no one gets killed. The red-headed foreman shakes his head, saying, we'll all pay for the scrap when we're going hungry. Everyone to the mine! Grab whatever's left, and whoever can't walk on their own. At the mine entrance, Sifro is appalled at the small amount of supplies. She sees the cuts and bruises in only size. A loud slam of the gates signals the arrival of the dirge. Everyone inside! She shouts. Okay, I should have got involved with that fight. Oh no, that's actually a pretty good amount of supplies. And I can't take a rest, it seems. I mean, I can't make camp, but makes sense. The mine shaft is cramped, and more than once your broken horns knock against the rough ceiling or a timber. You follow Volko Ciderfur at the head of the caravan. She is lighting one of the many bracketed torches along the way when she shouts from the mouth of the mine to reach you. Dirge! The gates in the town did nothing to halt their advance. Gundermunder and his men would slow them, Ciderfur says, but it may not be enough. They have orders to collapse the opening if they're overwhelmed. We keep them from being overwhelmed. Ravens, back to the top. Heading up the mine shaft is like swimming against the current. Frightened villagers push forward, and you barely have room to get past the yaks in the cart. Gudmunda, in his grim manner, looks pleased to see you. No real plan, he says. Just kill as many as you can. The ravens around you smile at his words and begin to chant. Ah, shit, he's still injured. Yeah, that's right, I didn't have a chance to rest. Oh yeah, I have Gundamunda, Raid Master, Stonewall, which I think is a... Yeah, good. And Shield Wall. Oh, Stonewall. Yeah, he resists 3 damage per hit. That's actually a very good one, if you ask me. Yeah, I'm going to want to make sure I level him up. Ciderfur has 2 active abilities. Runic Gale. She buffs 2 locations, but if I recall correctly, infuse zone within which concentrate areas are powerful. Anyone, friend or foe, who steps through one of these concentrations receives a burst of power for 1 turn. Possible buffs include plus 3 willpower, plus 3 strength damage, plus 3 armor, or plus 3 break. It's that randomness and the fact that I can help an enemy is the concerning part. Definitely something that if I... And let's see what Nichols can do. He just has mend. But... which isn't much, but I think we lose him later on. So that's what I'm going to try and avoid years ahead. And I can't use Bolvik for the obvious case. Kruma... definitely want to use him. Kruma and Spur are a great combination, if you ask me. Kruma has the ability to make adjacent allies take the move up in the initiative. So that's always good. And I'm getting Oli involved because he's a range fighter, might as well. And I do have some points to level up at least level up a few characters. Oli's not good for breaking. But I have him more for the range damage, if anything. Kruma and Volk. Forge Ahead works. And rank theory has me command an ally at any range, so it gives more flexibility. Volka is all about giving allies additional armor and taking damage for them. Part of me feels like I should get another Vol, but the problem is the 2 I have pretty much have the same damn abilities. I'd rather have Bolvik involved, but he's injured for 3 days of recovery, which I don't have the luxury right now. I think for now, I'll go with this lot. Okay, sit for the feather so he doesn't provoke as much aggro. And give Gundamunda some better chances to survive. And I'm gonna level up Kruma. Actually, I don't think I want to invest too heavy in willpower right now. But his ability to make other characters move with initiative is nice. There's still the issue that just timing and planning. This game can very much have so with the planning, where the setup can really get ruined very quickly. Now, just give it some more strength for now. All right. Let us chant our war. Let us give out our war chant. Oh yeah, I forgot the Gloom Warden. Oh god, that's gonna be a pain. Alright, so the Stone Singers make wounded allies explode. Oh, pretty much. Oh, disease strike. So gotta be careful with those guys. The Stone Guards and the Grunts, I'm not concerned about. Slinger would just be annoying. So Stone Singers and the Gloom Warden. Oh wow, Sentinel. When a Stone Singer is hit, all Gloom Wardens focus on its attacker for a round. A dangerous combination, that's for certain. This may fail, but yeah, his special allows him to throw a oh god! His Shudder covers all dirge on the battlefield with volatile spikes that shatter on impact. And the Runic Gale could be something that can ruin me or help me, but I'm going to take the risk for now. +3 attack. Oh, it was that guy too. Huh, okay. This Stone Singer is going to move, so I'm going to take the +3 armor for Kuma for now. Let's see, I don't think anyone needs to forge ahead at the moment. No, not much I can do right now with Krumar.
verður aldrei hálfur maður á við mömmu þína.
I did not. Oh, they're right next to Gundamar. Ah, crap, the strength damage doesn't work. I should have waited. Oh, oh, the chain reaction. What just happened? Oh, disease. When does it become disease? Oh, probably when he stood next to Kuma. I didn't know disease because...
Ég læti dúsaskrípi í eigin eymdum eigin.
Ah, shit. I may have made a big mistake. Alright, lesson learned. He killed two of his big hitters? Yeah, I'm not gonna question it, but...
Guðirnir hefðu skammað sín fyrir þig.
Oh god, I'm not liking it. Oh god. Oh god, I think I fucked up. Someone's gonna die or something bad's gonna happen. Damn it! Shit, I don't think I'll be able to do enough damage. God damn it, someone's dying. Ah, shit. I didn't know that Z's strike would do something like that. Oh god, I have that anger moment where I just want to give the game the bird right now. Dazed, you see the dirge beginning to surround you. Bindel, guards, and Ravens search forward to pull you and the others back into the mine. Only Gundamunda stands at the opening, swinging a hammer at a final timber. Leave it! You shout, but the man never looks back. Barely able to lift the hammer anymore, he swings once, then once again, and the timber crumbles. A boulder falls on his shoulder, dropping him to the ground. The dirge pull back and a rumble shakes the mine. Making it to your feet, you stumble towards the torchlight, knowing no one will ever see the brave guard captain again. First it was Egel, a loss us due to story plot, and now it's Gundamunda, a loss us to damn bad luck of not knowing about. I'm gonna be very pissed for a while now, so you can't hear it, but I'm very steaming right now. Ahead, the path comes to a dead end against the smooth surface of a large, flat rock. We should camp, Zephyr says. It may be the last decent sleep these people get for days. I'll need Nicholas to assist me in opening the path beyond. But first, you and I should talk. A few small fires provide a sense of calm for the caravan, so the villagers keep well away from the ravens. There's enough light to see you are no longer in a man-made mine, but a natural cave of sorts. What are we doing down there? Staying alive and keeping Belera from the dirge. I thought that was obvious. But we keep headed down like we're hunting dwarfs. The Valka gives you a ghost of a smile. Until today, no one but a few on the council knew about these tunnels. Not even Menders. We didn't create them, but we have used them a great deal over the years to travel far distances quickly. Sulfur becomes quiet, awaiting a question. So where are we headed? Where would you go, knowing you possess the sleeping body of the murdered Thunder General? You want us to drag him to bloody Monohor, don't ya? Monohor is the safest place to secure Belera's body. Whatever drew the Dirge army towards us in Bindel, the Council can find a way to stop it. And what about my ravens? So far, helping Vodka pays less than bloodshed corn. And that's why I'm talking to you alone now. The corridor will lead us to Monohar in a week's time. See us there safely, and I'll give you a genuine Vodka oath. You'll be rewarded well enough to never need work again. You look around at the cave, walls, and in the back where you came. We'll go to Monohar. But we were heading there after the Blue River and God, my voice is caving in. Now let's see how many days I get to rest. 3 days. I'm still gonna feel pissed about Gundamunda. And I don't really have any now to level up anyone, so that's another disappointment. As I was saying, I'm probably gonna be bitching for a while. Just... Urgh! I hate losing characters. In the light of torches, everyone is covered in soot and dirt. They smell bad too. It comes as no surprise when the sound of running water excites the caravan. It has to be some underground river or something, a woman says. All the villagers start moving that direction. Everyone stop! Scouts will check it out. Those around you stop, others push onward. Soon you hear small popping noises, then screams. All you see is bobbing torches until the villagers run back to the path. It killed them! A man yells. You grab him by the shoulder. Some kind of plant. Leaves made the noise like water, but had thorns and grabbed them. They just died. This is terrible, Cedarford says, taking the death Percy. We should stick to the paths as much as possible. Too much can go wrong down here. The faces of those passing you are frightened. Hello? The man's sudden appearance makes you tense. And I'm gonna say this now, this is one of those moments in the game where it's just like, it makes no sense. This character comes out of the blue. Like, no prior explanation, and not he's not even in the first game either. I didn't mean to sneak up on you. It's something I do. I mean, something I've learned to do. Something I'll get you killed if you do it to me again. Okay, yes, understood. But it does have its uses. Just allow me to fight alongside you anyway in a fight. You won't regret it. You scoff and turn away from the man. It just feels the most out of blue thing. Like, no one says anything about him, and it's just one of those weird situations where you just get a random new fighter without any prior knowledge of the assistance. What's going on here? You hear Folko ask a group of ravens. They're standing around a whimpering man on his knees. He kept running about being hungry, one of your fighters says. We found these little glowing berries for him, but suddenly he's not so hungry. Hey, the others chuckle. Knock the berries out of his hand. Cut it, you growl. Next time I'll make you eat whatever it is. You yank the man to his feet and he runs off to join his people. You give no thought to his gloating footprints as he stomps through the berries. The torches highlight the craggy black rocks and puddles on the path underfoot. They do little to keep everyone together. Sharp turns around boulders quickly block lines of sight. We lost a few families. Sinful informs you. We need to stop and find them. This is the only time. I appreciate the help, she says. It splits everyone into search groups. As you search, you realize it's just as hard to track down here as it is above with a sun that never moves. Sometime later, you think you hear voices to the left. Keep moving along. A bit further down, you find the source of the sounds. A mother's holding her children, tucked away in the recess of a rock formation. She whimpers as you approach, and Folko says, "Better let me handle this." Moments later, you all head back to meet with your Sifru. Surprisingly, all the missing clansmen were found. Oh man, that's a lot of clansmen. Water barrels are running low. Hofla, your quartermaster, water barrels are running low. Hofla, your quartermaster reports, and I'll be damned if I start licking these slimy rocks that I drank. The shield maiden looks at you. If these people start getting desperate for water down here, you cut her off. I know, you say. Send some scouts. We'll cap here till they return. Some of your ravens and other members of the caravan group up and grab torches, rope, and water skins before heading off in different directions. Better catch some rest where you can, Folko says. Nothing to do till they get back anyway. Laying down, you focus on the sound of a small drip somewhere in the cave. It grows louder, like the beat of a drum. Like thousands of feet marching behind you. You turn and everyone stops. You see the glowing eyes of your army look at you in admiration. 100 members break formation to dig holes in the cavern floor and place stone bowls in the depressions. The bowl is quickly filled with water and the thirst is offered to you. You slack your thirst before seeing your red armor reflection in the bowl. You wake up with a shout and Volker joins you. What was it this time? He asks concerned. I dreamt I was thunder. I led an army and dirged through here. They respected. No, they lacked me. Shishio Mirrodin has no response. Some of the scouts return with water, others simply don't return. A rope bridge with wooden planking crosses an open span in the cavern formations. Looks old, Folko says. Narrow and not meant for carts. Get the menders to reinforce it. Both Sitfro and Nicholas moved through the crowd and began tracing patterns in the air with their staffs. The only thing you see is a slight lift in the bridge, but they walk across first to calm any fears. The caravan crosses without incident.
I've slept in caves like this for entire winters. But there's something about this place. Something old. Unfamiliar. I don't like it. But I don't like all these humans on the verge of panic either. Maybe these dwellings up ahead will calm them down.
Beautiful scenery on the ground. That's my take, at least. Sitfa looks up at the giant shaped formation, glittering with the strange glowing patterns. The Volkar know almost nothing about this ancient racist culture, let alone the god, Visner. The name alone might be wrong, but we have a framework of letters based on repeated patterns found around here. She wanders around the glowing pools of the godstone. If we are correct, Visnir was not their own god, but he became one of the most powerful at the cost of everything dear to him. She looks at you. Of course, if what you hold dear is something like control, maybe there is power in letting go. Gems of various size and shape are found embedded in the surrounding stones. The clansmen are soon hammering away in an attempt to pry a practically large gem loose. The ringing hammers echo through the deep. Kind of try like prying one out. You push the man aside and start working your hands at the stone. As you tour, you get more and more furious at the stone, and the man's baleful eyes on you cause you to start shouting at them. You are soon sweating and frothing at the corners of your mouth. Are the others laughing at you? Giggles from children cause you to spin about, changing their expression of fear. Laughing at me? You hit the stone until your fists are bloody and your vision just as red. The gem shatters with a loud crack and the stone splinters around it. Frogger throws her shield over several children, but a chunk of stone hits her in the nose hard enough to break it. As the dust settles, you feel exhausted. The clansmen stare at you with fear in their eyes. Sepha tends to the wounded, completely ignoring you. I think I should have seen that coming. The spearman is standing alone, staring off into the depths of the caves. If you take off down one of those tunnels, we're not going after you. Buck doesn't respond. He doesn't want to talk. I like him already. Do you know what the worst part is? Worst part about it all? Worst part of what? Of everything. This world. This life. If you can call it that. It's the silence. You give Folker a look. He hasn't slept near Oli. That man makes all kinds of strange sounds. That's just noise. It's a silence from the loneliness. Folker inhales sharply. He hit a sore spot. Maybe these tunnels and caves make it worse. There used to be days of talk. We used to laugh. Are you talking about your friend Spear again? Buck turns and stares at you with eyes of a man undecided on going mad. Lofen helps where she can, but no. There was another. Now there's an endless hole shaped like her. And if I don't keep filling it with work or drink. He walks away without finishing his thought. Keep an eye on him. I'm only one who gets to lose our mind and start killing. He's not crazy. He's alone. Whoever she was, he still thinks he was the greatest. I'm jealous of her. It would be nice to have someone who feel that way about me. You shake your head and snort. Walk away. Friend humans. Bach is definitely one of my favorite characters. Probably not crucial or important, but it's that sentiment that I love so much. The young Mano stands tall and proud as you approach. Belvic, I was thinking, wondering, about what it takes to become a raven. I never heard stories about a test or trials to join. Is there a test? Why do you care? Aren't you sufferless lackey? Well, apprentice, yes. I'm a full mental training to become a Valka. Part of our training requires world experience. Gonna need to work with a blacksmith or something? Nichols frowns at her. The answer to whatever you're asking is no. Yeah, but I can't. Kid, it's best not to keep pushing. The Mender looks embarrassed for a moment before speaking again. Well, when there's an opening in the Ravens, I'll be waiting. He still thinks it's all an adventure. But it'll take more strength than you got to crush his spirit. You shrug your indifference. Take a look at the pools. This was a sacred sanctuary for those who built it, the Valka says, walking around the perfectly round, rippling pools. At least from what we have uncovered. The top pool was for reflecting on one's deeds. The middle is astral strength from the world. And the bottom pool was for insight into one's future. She hesitates before saying, I've never done anything but study the inscriptions. I'm going to ask for strength. Ignoring the peaceful settings of this ancient cave town, you stomp over to the middle pool, dipping both hands into the water. It turns blood red in your cupped hands, but it doesn't stop you from drinking deeply. Instantly, images of wars flash through your mind. Swords hacking mail, arrows piercing leather, stones shattering. You open your eyes, panting. All three pools have gone dark. It feels as though you have fought and learned. Other ravens talk of similar feelings. A shared growth of understanding in battle. I should check on that. You think. They may have learned something out of all of this. Oh, come on, I just get kills. The one thing I do not need. The one thing that you never need in this game. I could have got renown, an item, something, but I got kills. I should have done the top pool. At least I knew that one was going to give me a good benefit. Ah, God. Dutch is walking alongside a woman you've never seen before. He seems captivated by her, but unfamiliarly nags at you. Ask Volker who she is. Saw her earlier with another man, Volker says. Must be nice to get so much attention. She realizes you're looking at her and clears her throat. Not that yeah. Not sure who she is, though. You nod inside to keep an eye on her. You stop, turn your head, and open your jaws slightly to increase your hearing. What's that sound? You ask Folka. She only shrugs. It's quiet, you say, but like a beat or something. She listens for a moment and shrugs again. Maybe you're just not hearing. Maybe you're not. Oh God. Maybe you're just not hearing us cooped up in that tunnel anymore. She says, watching the entire caravan move toward the incredible bones ahead. Can you imagine the beast that left these behind? She turns to find you down on your knees, once again grasping your head.
Lightning. White Tower. Who am I?
On your damn feet! Come on! You blink rapidly, but everything is dark. A purple glow casts its light on the skin of someone next to you. You growl and instantly have claw and fang in your hands. Have you lost your mind? Falco whispers. Quit acting like a fool, put your axes away. You try to catch your breath as you look around. It's that same death's cursed dream, you say. One with a tower, clearer this time, but my hands! Setfro approaches. Is everything okay? You look. Your face snaps towards her. Everything's fine, Volga. She studies your face, then focus before saying, then we should keep moving. The air feels full of warning. You'll power past her without ward. Okay, I think... Oh god, I don't think I can do voices anymore. I think I'm going to call it a night here. I just can't do the voices anymore. I feel like my... everything's cramping up in a horrid way. But let me see who's streaming tonight. But otherwise, to all those looking, to all those visiting, Little Fox, Private Dut, thank you for visiting. And to all those looking, thank you as well. I hope you all had a great night. But let's see who's streaming so I can send you off on a raid. Part of me wants to send you guys to someone new. Nah, I think I got someone now. Alright. Send up the raid right now. Alright, the raid has been established. To all those still looking in chat, thank you for hanging out. I hope you all had a great night. Hopefully I can get the voices right next time. If it really kills me, I couldn't. But either way, you all have a great night. Thank you.